Meetings play a vital role in our daily work. Unfortunately, all too often face-to-face meetings are not possible due to co-workers being separated by large distances. Existing technology is not especially well suited for bridging the distance.
What's the difference between the solid and the striped data? Okay, thanks.
Travel is one solution, but it costs time, money, and can be disrupted by weather and politics. With improved telecommunications, videoconferencing is becoming a viable alternative, using both traditional video conferencing rooms or more compact desktop video conferencing systems.
In this tape, we show a novel video conferencing system that addresses multi-party meetings. The intent is to simulate as much as possible a four-way roundtable meeting by taking advantage of cues and properties that are present in face-to-face meetings.
The traditional method of supporting four-way video conferencing is to partition a single monitor into 4 quadrants, each of which is occupied by one participant. This means that if I'm talking to 3 other people, on one screen I see each of them in addition to myself. One of the problems that results from such a configuration is that the visual cues of gaze and head turning are no longer present. In face-to-face meetings, these cues play an important role in regulating the flow of conversation. Gaze, for example, provides important feedback on which communications are being attended to and is known to play a role in communicating the nature of interpersonal and status relationships.
In this tape, we show a novel video conferencing system that addresses multi-party meetings. The intent is to simulate as much as possible a four-way roundtable meeting by taking advantage of cues and properties that are present in face-to-face meetings.
We've set up 4 rooms, one for each participant. Remote participants are seen through their own set of video equipment. So, for example, in my office, the person sits across from me, I see through this monitor, and they see me through this camera, and I hear them through this loudspeaker. Similarly, for the person to my right, there's a monitor, a camera, and a speaker, and the person to my left, a camera, monitor, and speaker. This basic configuration is repeated in each of the 4 rooms.
As you can see, although the idea may be good, the packaging can be much improved. No one should be expected to deal with this on their desktop.
To achieve a workable solution, we turned to industrial design. We worked together with the Arnott Design Group of Toronto. Through a process of meetings, drawings, and simple models, we explored a number of design ideas. Both functional and aesthetic considerations were taken into account. A design was agreed upon, and 3 functional prototypes were constructed. This is one of the 3 working prototypes that we built. It consists of a color LCD monitor, a camera, and a loudspeaker, and comes in a very compact package. It tilts forwards and backwards and has a telescopic feature which enables you to adjust the viewing position and the camera angle. Let's see it in action. What we have are all 3 prototypes on my desk now, and I'm having a round-the-table conversation with 3 colleagues. On my left is Tracy. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Bill.
And in the center is Abby. She's sitting right across the table from me.
Hi, Bill.
And over to the right is my daughter, Katie, who's joined us to see what we're doing. Hi, Kate.
Hi.
Now, to preserve the notion of around the table, Katie sees Tracy across from her, and Abby sees me across from her. Now, Abby, where's Tracy?
Tracy's over there.
Okay, and Katie?
Katie's over there.
Okay, and where's Abby for you?
She's over here.
Great. Now you'll notice that the space occupied by each remote participant is very small, and yet they have their distinct location, which means that the sound comes from their own personal space. But furthermore, each person can see where each other person is directing their attention or their gaze. Eye contact can be maintained because of the small angle between the camera and the monitor. And there's enough space on the desk for me to do other work. Therefore, through the use of industrial design, we're able to get an implementation of the concept which is actually testable and usable in a real-world context.
So far, we've been testing the prototypes. The next step is to do some behavioral studies to reveal the differences between this design and current practice.